Andrew here, Sterilizer Autoclave Solutions, 704-966-1650, option 3 for free technical support. Right now we're going to talk about error Charlie 574, error code C574, sterilized mode. It happened in sterilized mode. Steam temperature over limit. Steam temperature exceeded 284 during the sterilized mode. So I've seen a lot of different things with this particular error. It's quite lengthy. We'll start from the beginning. Sterilizer is unlevel. That is one possible cause. So verify your support. The surface is level. Mainly that the front isn't lower than the back. But either way, it needs to be level. Verify water on all sides of the chamber are equal. You can do that by pulling out all the trays and the racks and exposing the heating element, and then adding water to the chamber and making sure that the heating element is completely submerged. To be honest with you, I wouldn't do that way. I would take a level and run it across the front of the desk or the countertop and run a level across the back and make sure that it's in where it's supposed to be. So the next thing is that the temp sensor is possibly malfunctioning. So the temp sensor is straight back in the center of the chamber, this little pin right here. Make sure that there's no residue on there. You can clean the sensor with Speed Clean. You can find that out on our website, and distilled water, as well as a abrasive pad. Clean that off if there's anything melted to it, and then wipe it off with a dry rag and then run another cycle, see what happens. Problem persists, we're going to move on to the next thing. We don't want anything touching or crowding that temp sensor. So we run an empty cycle in between failing cycles, and that will alleviate the size of the load that we put in the chamber as an issue. That is a major issue on these M9s, is everybody's putting too much stuff in the chamber and they're getting all kinds of overheat errors, and we need to rule that out. So if you're getting this error, pull all the instruments out, clean the temp sensor, make sure it's on a level surface, and run an empty cycle. While we're running an empty cycle, we can then look for pressure leaks. We're going to look for pressure leaks around the door gasket. So when the door is shut, if you see any steam spitting up here, you see any water collecting under here, spitting over here, condensation or anything, that's going to indicate a problem. The gasket should look just like this. Dam gasket sits inside of the door gasket. It could be a leak there. It could be a leaking fill solenoid. It could be a leaking vent solenoid. It could be a leaking tubing here. If this tubing the zip ties aren't on properly, or there's a cut in it, or just for whatever, if it's not positioned in the right way and it's kinking the tubing itself, it could be leaking. That could cause an issue. It could be the pressure relief valve. Pressure relief valve's right here. If it pulls up and it oftentimes sticks open, you push it back down. And then if it's leaking, you'll see steam leaking down through the bottom here, out the bottom, you'll see a puddle down here. Could be the manifold block itself. You can check the fitting behind the manifold block. You can look for water leaks underneath the coil, right around the stem, and where the pistons slide into the manifold. If you elect to take the cover off and we can run a cycle with the cover off, you can then see these leaks in the reservoir. If your air vent bellows in the back here is clogged, you'll see water kind of peeing out of the condensation coil during the heat up phase. If your fill vent valve is bad, then you'll see it bubbling up from the bottom. So it could be a rectifier if you have that particular model. So, if you get to this stage, let's talk to a technician. We can show you how to test different things. We can probably show you how to put it in service mode, and we can dig a little deeper into the issue. So we talked about pressure leaks, 574, okay. Could be the heating element is malfunctioning. Expect heating element. Heating element should lay flat on the bottom of the chamber. Heating element should be free of any flaking or pitting. Perform heating element resistance test. You're going to need a multimeter to do that. I'll show you the heating element. heating elements right here. There should be no flaking, pitting. You should see what it looks like dirt at the bottom of the chamber. That's this thing kind of deteriorating. So if you see any of that, then that could be a problem. To do the resistance test, I would highly suggest you call us first and you unplug the unit. But basically, you're going to have to drain all the water out of the reservoir, unplug it, call us, but you're going to end up shutting the door and flipping the unit on its side. There's an access panel, and then you can get your ohm meter, your multimeter, and we can show you how to do a resistance test on your heating element. I don't see too many of the heating elements go bad, but we'll show you how to do that as well. So we'll go also to the very basic. Make sure this is not clogged. This is your chamber filter. This is a part of your weekly maintenance. Hold it up to the light. Make sure you can see through it. If you can't, then get a toothbrush and some rubbing alcohol, even some speed clean. Spray it on there, brush it, run it through water. Make sure you can see through it and there's nothing stuck in there. So you're going to want to clean that. Okay, so I think that pretty much covers error code 574. If you like this video, please share it. Subscribe to our channel for more autoclave videos, more Midmark videos, and have a great day.